Welcome back to the Piping Pastor. Third and final holiday video set. The last one was a wee bit long, so I'll try to tighten this one up a little bit. Today I'm enjoying some Three Nuns tobacco in my Meerschaum Churchwarden, which is coloring up very nicely. It's getting there. And having a little bit of iced coffee with a bit of cream in it today. I don't know why, it just seemed like today a little cream and natural sugar. I'm indulging my sweet tooth a bit. Well, so far I've taken you on a little bit of a tour through the Sager and Snuff in London and the Cigar Box in Edinburgh. So this time around, we're going to be visiting a pipe shop in Leith. So I also was just reminded when I looked at the last video that I did not include the video from the cottage we stayed at while we were in Edinburgh. And we were in the Murrayfield area. And I think I recorded that video prior to visiting the Cigar Box. So it's kind of out of order chronologically, but it gives you just a little bit of a shot of the back garden we had there. And the back garden was a great surprise because we're in the city, and to have a garden that size in the city is really rather unusual. And it was a private garden, it was fenced in, lots of ivy, big stone walls. So it was a great time. So I'll give you a bit of a shot of that just now. Welcome back to the Piping Pastor, Scottish edition. We are here enjoying the next part of our holiday, and we're in Edinburgh. I'm on the garden, the back garden of this lovely little college we rented. We're actually in the Murrayfield area, near Murrayfield Stadium, and found this beautiful cottage. It's a gatehouse for a larger manor house, and it's been a wonderful stay this far. I'm smoking my travel pipe, so my Whitlock Ebony pipe. Of course, it comes in my little travel kit, and then I'm smoking some Capstan Navy Cut. Seems appropriate. I will be getting into the tobaccos I purchased at the Sager and Snuff in London. But I'm going to save those for when we return, so that I can do a proper length video with some discussion over the flavor notes and so forth, and also so that I can use that Latakia I purchased to kind of balance out that Bijou, see if I can save it. But in the meantime, we will be heading to the Royal Mile, so you can look forward to another video where I can show you the very first tobacco shop I ever visited when I first began smoking a pipe. And yeah, I will be purchasing some of their house blend English, absolutely. I do have some still shots, and I am hoping that I should be able to incorporate those in this video here. I just realized the lighting is horrible. You can't even see my eyes in this. Thought taking the hat off would help, but it is a proper Scottish day, so overcast and a bit drizzly rainy. About 60 degrees, 65 degrees. And it's going to be that way the whole time we're here. So leaving that 90 degrees sunny Maryland weather and embracing the brisk Scottish countryside weather. So let me give you a brief tour here of the back garden, and then we'll probably leave it there for this video so that I can, if I can get this set up here. And forget the shaky cam, please, and the lack of a proper microphone. But I think I mentioned that I would not be mic'd up for these, so but I'll do a quick tour of the garden so you can see that, and I'll incorporate that one as well. Hopefully along with some still shot pictures, and look forward to seeing you in the next video. We have here the back entrance of the garden here, and that's the full back side of the cottage there. Again, please forgive the poor camera work. I did not bring my tripod. The area there where I'm able to enjoy my pipes in the back here. And then, of course, all this dense foliage that surrounds this massive garden. I don't know if you've ever spent any time in Edinburgh in the city center, but to have a place with this much garden space is really rather remarkable. And it's a lovely area to sit and just enjoy the foliage. So that was the place I got to enjoy my evening smokes. So we'd get back after a long day of walking around, visiting friends, eating out, and things like that. And that was a bit of a sanctuary for me. The Pipe Shop in Leith will be our next little video segment. This is going to be a series of like 3 little short videos. So here, I'll do that for now. Welcome back, YTPC. It's the Piping Pastor. This time we're outside the Pipe Shop in Leith. We decided to get a little bit out of the city and away from the crowd, so we'll have to pop inside and see what they've got. Hopefully I can get my Rat Ray pipe. Hey there, YTPC. It's the Piping Pastor back again with you on the inside of the Pipe Shop now. And I'm here with Ruth, one of the lovely proprietors of this establishment, and her husband, Stephen, and Peter, who also works here. It's a wonderful shop. They've got a great selection of pipes. I was able to pick up a nice freehand pipe here. It was an estate pipe from Scotland. I know the initial plan was for the Rat Rays, but you know, they're made in Germany anyway, so it doesn't really count. But now I got a real Scottish-made pipe. And just over here, they have an entire selection of not only bulk tobaccos, but some private blends and some blending components, which was very helpful because I was able to get that Black Cavendish that I couldn't get in London. So I'm going to be able to save that Bijou. I shouldn't say save that Bijou. Bijou's a lovely blend. Condiment adding the Bijou to more appropriately fit my palate. Don't want to make the people at Cornell feel bad. And then also over here, I want to make sure I get this in here. All these lovely pipes that they have for sale, estate pipes, new pipes, different pipe manufacturers. And as I mentioned, there was a lovely estate pipe that my daughter actually picked out that was a free hand from here. So that was no longer on the market, but they have other stuff that's here as well. And then all, of course, an entire array of accessories, and then this large walk-in humidor. So really, any and all of your pipe tobacco, accessory, smoking tobacco needs are all right here. And this, I need to make sure I get this here. This lovely Meerschaum massive piece of art right there. That is that was just that one really struck my eye. But I'm not going to go that far. I think the wife might get mad if I end up spending thousands in here. But there's all the gentleman type accessories and cufflinks and things of that nature, and pens and brushes and all various different sorts of things that are available. In addition to some lovely car electrocution. And then Peter just happened to walk in, so we'll say hi to Peter real quick. Would you like to introduce yourself? This is for my Pipe Smoking YouTube channel.
Hi, my name is Peter. I'm working at the Pipe Shop for some 5 years now. And yeah, if you have any questions, inquiries, I'm your man.
What's your favorite particular pipe tobacco blend? Do you like English, aromatics, vapors? What are you into?
I started with aromatics, and then I joined to traditional blends mainly.
Okay.
I like the Peterson range flakes, mostly my favorite. Tends to hold the moisture longer, so it doesn't dry out as quick, you know. But you know, I'm always up to try something else, something new. What about yourself?
Yeah, I'm an English blend person. I got started out with a tobacco blender in Edinburgh, who's sadly no longer with us. He died a few years ago. But I first walked into his pipe shop when I first began smoking a pipe. And like normally, you know, they say, hey, start out with an aromatic, right? So that's the easy way in.
Yeah.
He was like, no, here, take this deep English. And I was like, so I fast forwarded in my pipe smoking journey. So I appreciate the aromatics. I've got 1 or 2 in my rotation, but I'm much more of an English person. So.
And I completely understand. You know, usually your palate changes over time, but if you start with the English blend, it's a big leap from English to aromatic, and maybe even so bigger than from aromatics to traditional, because you can transition with the vapor, you know, between the two. But starting with English blends, heavy lataki, as I reckon, Turkish, yeah. It definitely delivers that kind of characteristic, the flavor, the strength, and everything. So, yeah.
So as you can see, very knowledgeable people here, very friendly. I just walked in with the camera and they said, just go ahead. And I ambushed poor Peter here. He didn't even know he was talking on camera today. So thank you both for your hospitality and for the tobacco and the pipes. It was great to meet you.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to meet you, Bill.
All right. that pipe shop was kind of a nice surprise. Because I'd really hoped, because I was as I mentioned previously, I was on the hunt for a Rat Ray pipe. Because I was like, well, I'm in Scotland, I want to get a Scottish pipe. Because when I lived in Scotland, I bought, I had purchased Formula Peterson. Of course, it's an Irish pipe. And I was like, I want a pipe, a quintessentially Scottish pipe for that historical connection. And of course, Rat Race was made in Perth, and I was going to be staying in Perth, and they still have a museum there. I didn't make it to that museum, oddly enough. Spent too much time with friends. But I was like, well, I want to get a Rat Ray then. And of course, I know Rat Rays are not still made in Scotland. It's not as if, it's not like you go to the Peterson factory in Ireland. It's not as if they still have an operation in Perth. Sadly, the children didn't want to continue on the pipe making tradition and sold the company. So, but I was like, it's close as I'm going to come. I was not even considering an artisan pipe. I wasn't even thinking about that until we got to that pipe shop. And happily, my daughter spied this one out. And just from across the room, I thought it was a Nording because it had that kind of a look to it. And the pipe shop owner, the nice woman there that you saw in the video, she said, no, my husband got that in an estate sale. And that's a pipe, and he's not sure who made it. He knows it was made in Scotland, but he wasn't sure who made it. All he knows is that it's a Scottish pipe. He knows it's not a Nording. In point of fact, it was an interesting story. The proprietress of that establishment shared with me that her husband actually knows Nording, had sat with him in his living room. So said it's not a Nording. It's not hallmarked that way. There's a hallmark on it. And when I get the pipe, I'll do a close-up of this hallmark. I did find a website that catalogs pipe makers' hallmarks so that you can kind of identify. And I think this looks closest to something that was called the Beehive, a Beehive pipe, but there's no information about that maker. So when I do get the pipe, I'm going to do a close-up of the hallmark, and we can, maybe put our collective heads together, and someone can help me identify this pipe maker. But it's a Scottish pipe, and so she found it, and she was like, "Oh, what about that one?" I looked, and I was like, "That's amazing." So I picked that pipe up. In addition to that pipe, I got a tamper. She threw a tamper in for me, and I'll show the tamper when I get that as well. It's really neat. It's William Shakespeare. So in any case, once the luggage arrives, I'll get to share that pipe with you and those tobaccos I've gotten, and then I can have another video where I do my blend mixture with the Bijou and the Cavendish I got from the pipe shop in Leith, and the Latakia that I got from the Sager and Snuff in London. And it'll be like a little international mixture, and we'll try to put that together and see if we can round that out a bit so it fits my taste a bit more, and we'll find out how that goes. But in any case, this video, I'm going to put the link to the pipe shop in there in the description, and I'll be sharing this with them as well. I know that Peter, the young man I interviewed there, who had quite a few good things to say there, has subscribed to the channel. So I did want to do a shout out to him initially because I wanted to get to the point where I was actually showing the video with him in it, so you would have some context, so you'd understand who he is. But he subscribed to the channel, and so I'll make sure there's a link in there. And if at all possible, I know it's difficult trying to order pipes and tobacco from small shops overseas for those of us here in the U.S. But if you can make that effort, by all means, they're lovely people. And we should really make an effort to support these smaller pipe shops, these smaller tobacconists, because we are a small group, and if we don't support each other, no one else will. So if you can, by all means, make an effort to order something from them, whether it be their tobacco, cigar, pipe, accessories, whatever it is that you can get or need if you have the means. And for our brothers and sisters there in the UK, I know it's going to be quite a bit easier to get stuff from them than if you happen to go on holiday and you're heading up north and you find yourself in Edinburgh, then by all means, stop by the pipe shop, tell them hi, have a wee chat and get some cool stuff. Because like I said, it's a small community, so we need to make sure we support each other. And they are lovely, lovely people, and they were very welcoming. So, well, that is it for my holiday ramble. So I hope you enjoyed it. And of course, any questions or anything, by all means, pop them in the comments. And I look forward to getting back to my normal series of videos starting here in a few days. So have a great week. And as always, happy reading.